My name is Jayme Ritz, and I am a brand strategy experience director for Dentsu Creative. We're a large international agency, a full service marketing agency, and I've been doing A/B testing and conversion rate optimization strategies, along with SEO-driven content strategies for the past 10 years or so. So nice to meet you guys. All right, let me get my screen share going. Hopefully I can figure out how to do that. Awesome. Can everyone see my screen?
Yep.
Yes. Awesome. All right. So if someone could start the timer, that'd be awesome. Great. Okay. So to me, CRO is really all about mitigating friction and anxiety and convey compelling value proposition, social proof, strong content hierarchy, and really leaning into design affordances with intuitive interaction design. So let's see how we can do that for LashBuddy. I've seen ads for this company on Instagram, and I know that it drives to the mobile homepage, so I'm going to focus here. And again, as everyone just mentioned, testing is key, and so all of the optimizations that I'll share should be A/B tested. Okay, so thinking about all those pillars that I just mentioned straight from the get, I know that LashBuddy's value proposition and differentiators is that they're self-adhesive, reusable, and really easy to put on. So those things should be stated right in the hero, really to make that point come across strongly, especially because that's the kind of messaging that users were shown in the Instagram ads. Here, where they have this find your perfect lash CTA, it sounds like it's a wizard or a widget, but really just leads to shop all. So just simplifying that CTA and making it more direct to what users will experience when clicking through would be recommended. Under the hero, this is a great opportunity to infuse that social proof, since when people come in and think about buying a product that they've seen on Instagram, they're usually pretty leery and don't know if it's going to be legit. And so having maybe like a really narrow carousel of some testimonials or even some press would do the trick. Below the social proof area, instead of having this unclickable kind of these images, steal the look images, I would have a featured product kind of tiles instead. And in these product tiles, it's really important, again, as everyone had just mentioned, ratings and reviews are clutch. And so improving the product tiles to include star ratings under those products, and so that people can actually see what they are and whether or not they've been validated as a good product or not. In addition, right here, instead of showing all of their various lash styles in separate tiles, they have it as one kind of block, which is kind of confusing because it's misleading to people. They think, hey, am I getting all of these lashes at once for $29.95? That's a steal, but that's not the case, right? So, improving this to be a more traditional product tile, again, those design affordances that people expect and understand. Below this kind of featured product tiles, really leaning into and explaining how these work. Because again, this is a new brand, and believe it or not, the lash space is pretty crowded with a lot of different types of lashes, magnetic, whatever. And so explaining how these lashes work instead of forcing people to watch a video, because there's a pretty small percentage of people that actually watch videos on websites. Again, you could check their site analytics and see if this is the case. But in any case, reducing friction, not forcing people to actually sit and watch a video and placing that information in front of them, just kind of a step-by-step quick how it works. Finally, since again, thinking about buying off of Instagram, shipping is really important actually. So if you're able to show how quickly something will ship, how immediately it will be, just giving people that expectation, because there's a lot of angst and anxiety. I know I've experienced that myself, being duped into purchasing something off Instagram and it never arrives. And so really wanting to lower that anxiety, increase some trust that you can, that your product will actually get there.
What's up, guys? I'm Nick. I am known on Twitter as one of Nostra's biggest fans and advocates, and I'm out there defending crime as it happens in these streets on Twitter. I run an agency called Sharma Brands. We work with a lot of the brands that are probably in your home or that you love, but yeah, I'm ready to get into this. Should I just share my screen and go?
Dive on in. We appreciate you.
All right. So starting off, I like to look back to the ads. I like to see the full consumer journey. I usually look at it as I call it an ACE model, audience that they're going after, the creative they're showing, and then the experience that somebody is driven to. So in this case, all of the ads are basically very UGC heavy, very informational heavy on the product. And then they all go to this link, shoplashbuddy.com/sale. When you click through, you basically end up on their PDP. And I would also imagine this is a very, very TikTok style, TikTok friendly page. So, as soon as you get here, you're basically shown the 6 types of lashes, which I think is a great use of this product image. You've got the 30-day guarantee up top. You've got the sale messaging on top. You've got social proof right here. So above the fold, you've got all the boxes checked. If we scroll down a little bit, I have a little bit of beef with these emojis like this because I feel like it comes off a little bit childish and comes off a little bit like kind of like what Jayme was saying, which is, you don't really know if this product's even going to arrive. I've got beef with this section. This is just poorly designed and poorly executed. I do like that they call this out. I think this could be called out a little bit better. I pulled up an example here where I thought this was done significantly better. The colors sort of draw you to where your eyes should go. This add to cart button's huge. There's also not, there's no reassurance right here. So as soon as you have somebody, I like to look at pages in a push and pull contrast. If you're pulling them to add to cart, you've got to push them some sort of, something to feel good about. So right here, you've got payment methods. I don't know if I'd put that right there. I'd probably put something like a happiness guarantee. Magic Spoon does one that's really nice where it's, this says satisfaction guaranteed, but I don't really know what that means, which might stop somebody from purchasing. You've got reviews here, but these are, they look like fake reviews. You've got weird sizing issues here with the margins. I would probably do what Jolie does, which is, almost immediately start with reviews. So Jolie just put their reviews up in the middle. They also use Nostro, which is why they convert so well. What I would probably do is treat it more like a landing page. This is one that we made for Glamnetic, which is a competitor. In this case, they have, all these 6 different types of lashes. I would probably do something like this, like a build your own bundle, where you can actually see the discount stacking as you add products to cart. Other than that, I doubt anybody's really scrolling down here if they're coming from Instagram and TikTok, which is where I imagine most of their traffic comes from. There was a pop-up that popped up, but I closed it out. But it wasn't that great of a pop-up. It was just a standard PostScript pop-up. Whereas I think if you're coming from mobile traffic and somebody's about to leave, you want to hit them with some sort of a discount or make it very obvious that they're about to lose something. Let's see what else. I could talk about the cart being bad, the navigation being bad. I think this is a good example of good navigation that sort of helps people and encourages people, as well as just a better cart. All right, my time's up.
This is a really tough decision. You both completely crushed it. I agree with literally every single point you both made, hands down. My vote goes to Nik. Nik, I think that looking at the user journey, starting there, understanding that most users are coming into that PDP, really pretty deep in that funnel. I completely agree about the buy box and optimizing it. There's a lot of work that needs to be done there to make it more compelling of an offer of the subscription. I do like how it said, hey, this is the most popular, but honestly, there's just too much verbiage in there to even cut through. So totally agree there. Also, really the risk mitigation that you mentioned kind of put me over the edge, just calling out like, listen, yes, the payment processors that are there, that's always a good sign, but kind of how do we make it just a little bit more legible, easy to digest, the user, knowing where the user is coming from, knowing their intent, 100%. And then of course the exit intent, that's kind of spot on. I would assume that with being a new brand, being kind of in that infancy stage, a lot, think about that new user journey, where they're coming from, where they're going, the high intent to bounce. Are they just exploring, kind of meeting them where they're at? So, but Jayme, you absolutely crushed the homepage. Literally everything that you said was also spot on. I think, to your point of even understanding that traffic analysis, like how many sessions, how many visits are really coming from, whether it be Instagram versus TikTok, and understanding that journey as well. Totally agree with you on all the call outs around social proof, ratings and reviews. So incredibly important when thinking about just who the brand is and where that user is coming from. Both of you, such a good job, like so well, so well done to both of you.
Okay, so Jayme, I think again you did a great job on the homepage with the value props and the hero, the testimonials. A press bar is a great idea. The product card images as well might be confusing when they're that small, you don't quite understand. The how it works video, I agree. I've seen a lot of heat maps and a lot of video recordings, many websites, and very few people actually look at these videos. So a small animation or just few steps is a great idea. So I love that. And the shipping part as well. I mean, Amazon does a great job where it tells you you'll get it in 2 days or you won't get it by Christmas, you know, like that, those small call outs are so important. So I loved that. I've seen that if it's a free 2 to 3 day shipping, it's not that, it doesn't have that big of an impact because that's like standard, but if it's next day shipping, that's a huge call out. So I love that. Nik, everything as well. You said the ACE, the full funnel is also super important. So love that you started there. The emojis part, I agree. The only thing is maybe it depends on the demographic. Perhaps some demographics really like these visuals versus others that don't. So it's, you know, a matter of seeing what are the demographic for this brand is, but I agree. I love that you brought up other website references to give you an idea of what you're talking about so we can actually visualize what you're saying. So that's a nice little extra. The exit intent pop, agreed, and then the BYOB. I think BYOBs have been a great success with increasing AOV in general. So I think if it's possible for the brand and you have enough SKUs or variants, BYOBs are great. So for that reason, I'm going to go with Nik, but both great points. Bunch of experts in this call. Happy to be here.